Hello and welcome. Mark Hepp with campgroundviews.com. I hope you are having an enjoyable experience trying to find campsites. No, yeah, it's pain, right? Well, we've solved it for you by bringing, or we're working to solve it by bringing the video experience to you so you can actually go through and see campsites. And not just video, but virtual tours that let you look around and actually pick the exact right site that you want. So the first place you're going to go is campgroundviews.com. And today we're taking a look at Rattin, Ratine campground outside of Red Lodge, Montana, on the way to Yellowstone National Park. This is a region that I talk a lot about when I'm explaining to people that you don't necessarily need to camp in Yellowstone. There's actually some pretty amazing campgrounds located just outside of the park that'll provide you a more unique and enjoyable experience in these areas. Plus, as I'll show you, some of these campgrounds have availability. Even now, I'm filming this on June 17th, 2021. Even in the short term leading up to the 4th of July holiday, there are campsites available in these places. So first thing you'll need to do is go to campgroundviews.com, log in, or join the 360 Insider program. Once you're there, click on the Virtual Tours tab, and that'll bring up a list of all of the campground virtual tours that we currently have live. I always date myself when I point out the number because that number is rapidly increasing. We actually have 343 that will be coming online here pretty shortly. So this number is going up very quickly. We will have the vast majority of recreation.gov properties by the end of the season. And probably by the time you're watching this video, we're already increasing the number. Unless you're watching it on June 17th, and that number might match pretty closely to what you're seeing right now. So the first thing you'll do is you'll find a bunch of results. And if you want, you can scroll all the way down and pull up the pages, right? So there's a number of pages of campgrounds. You can go through those pages to find more and more and more. In this case, I already know that Rattin, let's call it Rattin. I think that's it, right? Rattin Campground outside of Red Lodge, Montana. I always mispronounce things, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, it's interesting. We've got two spellings. So like our search results up here have a one T, and yet that's two. We got to fix that, huh? Anyways, the campground virtual tour will load up, and this is like a Google Street View. You can grab the screen and look around, drag it, right? Just like Google Street View. You can look up, down, all around. So this Rattin, I apologize. I'll call it Rattin. We'll just call it. We'll be safe there. Is a little bit out of the way. In fact, when you're driving up Beartooth Highway from Red Lodge, so leaving Red Lodge going towards Yellowstone, it's on the left-hand side of the road. In fact, I don't think I showed you. If you hover over it, the little circles radiate on the map. Let's zoom into it. So it's on the, let me zoom in right here. You see it's on this left-hand side of the road. It's actually a dirt road that you kind of turn off of, this east side road, and you drive along this. And there are two campgrounds located on here. So Rattin, and Sheridan. I believe this is Sheridan right here, right? Yeah, and Sheridan. And we'll look at Sheridan in another video. But both these campgrounds are unique in that they're a little bit unknown. So a lot of people miss them, and they're relatively easy to get to. The only issue with them is that the road is, especially if it's dry, it's really dusty. So a lot of dust gets on your stuff when you're there. But let's look at this campground and try to find the best site in it. So you'll simply set your date period. In this case, I'm going to set it out a week from now. And click update, and you'll notice that this icon stayed red, meaning that site's available or not available. But then this site turned green. So let's go ahead and jump ahead real fast. And this data is coming straight from recreation.gov, and the icons are on the campsites themselves. So this campground, or this campsite, which is site number 6, is available during those dates I picked. So all I would have to do is click book and go into recreation.gov and actually complete my booking of the campsite. The thing about this campground itself is that there aren't really amazing campsites in it. So we'll go ahead and play a little bit and take a look at it. You'll notice that the roads are gravel, dusty, dirty, you know, that mountainous gravelly dust that if you just walk on it, it's a cloud of dust following behind you. The campground itself also is facing a little creek, but then on the other side of that creek is the highway. And this highway is popular with motorcycles. So you do have quite a bit of road noise from it, which means that this campground, generally speaking, is popular with folks who couldn't get in anywhere else. Then you can come stay here, camp, and overnight, sleep, and get up in the morning and go. You'll notice that it's mostly a tent camping campground. You can have a small camper van or a small little pop-up camper in this campground, but overall, it's not somewhere that you're going to be going if you're got a big RV or a big camper. There are pit toilets here, and there is a camp host on site. So camp hosts generally good because they're going to give you information and data that you may or may not need to go camping. I'm going to jump up ahead here towards the end where there's a little turnoff and show you some of the campsites that are together. So if you're traveling with a group, this camping area here is really good. They're not technically group sites, but if you're able to book them in advance, you can see that you have a number of opportunities. These are the best campsites in the campground because they're located at the end of the road. So you're not going to get a lot of vehicles driving through here. And it's a good way for you to find a place that's a good spot to camp. You'll simply click on it. So site 1, 2, and 3, click on them and book those campsites. So 1, 2, and 3 may be the best campsites in Rattin Campground outside of Yellowstone National Park, south of Red Lodge, Montana. But by all means, go to campgroundviews.com, take the full virtual tour, and find the best campsite for yourself. Hope you have some safe camping trips, and we'll talk to you soon.